Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at the 2023 ProV1x compared to the 2021 version of the same ball. Okay, a little bit different in the boxes. The 2021 version and the 2023 version are very similar. The only thing you're going to notice is a little bit of reddish color at the bottom here. So when you go buy them, make sure you know what you're doing. So that's the only difference in the new version. You have a little red at the bottom here. The older one is pretty much almost all silver. Okay, so we're going to compare these. I actually just got finished hitting the striped golf ball, the Tour Response by TaylorMade. That's the one I've been using for a while now, and did pretty good. Right here we see average carry 141. I pretty much only take care of or only use the average carry on here. I'm not worried about rollout and things of that nature on the SkyTrak. So 141, not too bad. I don't know, maybe I'm swinging different from the last video. I had a 139 carry with the ProV1. Let's see what these do compared to each other. Then after that, let's see what these compare to the ProV1, and also we're going to compare both of them to the ball that I currently use and see if I should change golf balls. You don't know. We'll find out. I'm going to start out with the ProV1 from the 2021 version. We call it last year's version. And see how it goes with the 15 shots. Again, just like with the ProV1 video I did, I'm going to take out my bad shots. I want 15 fairly consistent shots to compare the data against the 2023 ball, also the ProV1 ball, and the TaylorMade Tour Response. Once again, you're going to see me take out shots that have the side spin right here. This one's at 1300. I'm going to take shots like that out. Also, I'm using my 9-iron again, the same as I used with the ProV1. This is the Ping G430. So just using the 9-iron because this is more or less what I use for approach shots at the courses that I use here locally. But taking shots like this out because we don't need to see what the side spin shots look like compared to the others. So not going to show you all the shots, to show you a couple here, and then we're going to get on to the 2023 version. So here are my results for the 2021 version of the. I had a 137 yard average carry. You can see that shot right there was a little bit more than my average. I thought I was hitting the ball really well today, and then I got to these balls and they were shorter than the ProV1s yesterday, which I thought I was hitting worse yesterday. And compared to my Tour Response that I had 139 yesterday and 141 today, I thought I was hitting the ball better today, which I feel that I am, and they're going shorter. Maybe I just can't compress them, and I'll get with the compression rates later in this video. But now on to the 2023 version and see how they compare to this last year's model. That concludes my 15 golf balls with the ProV1x, the newer version. And we can see my average distance here was 137. So I don't see a whole lot of difference. So let's dive into the numbers, and then let's dive into some technology so we can see why the ProV1 was a little bit longer for me, why the Tour Response TaylorMade ball was a little more, a little better for me, a little longer, and see if we can figure out which ball out of these three should I be using. So as you can see here from the data, we're going to start with the ProV1x that I just got finished hitting. And we're going to compare that data to the 2021 version to the 2023 version. And then let's compare that to the ProV1 that I did in the previous video. And also I've got my shots that I hit with a TaylorMade Tour Response strike ball. So let's see what we have here. As you can tell here, between the 2021 and 2023 ProV1x, I've got ball miles per hour, ball speed, 104, exactly the same. And then launch angle, 24.2, 24.8, a half a degree, not much difference. I did notice that the 2021 had a little bit more backspin, and if you notice, I got a little more side spin with that one too. Don't know if that was human error or not, but then you have a little bit more backspin. But if you notice, I mean, it's less than 100, so it's not that much difference. It makes it look like it, goes one's 7,000, the other one's 6,900. Makes it look like, but it's really not that much difference. Side degree, I was a little bit off more on the 2021 version, but if you notice off yardage, I was only 1 yard off compared to the 2023 version, so we're getting pretty close. But carry distance was exactly the same. Roll distance, total yardage, 141, 140, not much difference. Now, I'm worried more about the carry distance on these simulators. I'm not worried about how far it's rolling because who knows what settings it has on it. Not worried about those. Just worried about that carrying distance. Flight in seconds, off by 1/10 of a second. And if you notice, your descent there is 50, 51, not a big deal. Height was a little bit different, 1 yard. And then club speed, miles per hour, 85. Okay, almost identical on both of them. Okay, now let's compare the ProV1x with the ProV1. And if you notice, like the ProV1 old and new models were exactly the same, pretty much, and then same thing with the ProV1x. So let's compare for me. This is for me, and this is not this has only been 15 shots with each ball. This is just me doing some testing, and I'm just an average golfer. I do not hit the center of the club face all the time. So just thinking about this, I don't see much difference. I was 1 mile an hour more ball speed with the ProV1 than the ProV1x. Launch angle was higher with the ProV1x. It was like a degree higher. So that could have been a little bit different. Spins were almost identical to each other. And then looking at my yardage, I was off a little bit less with the ProV1, but that's not going to make, it might make 2 yards difference in the carry. But if you notice the carry, 2 yards difference. That's not very much. And if you look, my flight in seconds was almost identical. The descent was almost identical. The height was identical. Club head speed was 1 mile an hour difference. That's not a whole lot of difference, okay? So all in all, I didn't see much difference. I got to hit the ProV1 went, it says my launch angle was higher, but the ball didn't go any higher. So I don't get that, I don't know. But if you notice though, not much difference. If I had to choose between one of these balls, I would use the ProV1, and the only reason is I'm getting 2 yards more with the 9-iron. Does that make any difference? Everything else was pretty much the same. Now, looking at what we have with those compared to what I've been hitting right now, okay, the tool response. I have same ball speed pretty much. Launch angle is quite a bit higher. Spin is 1,000 less. Looking at my offline yardage, I was actually hitting it straighter. I don't know how. And that might be the case of why it's going 141 yard carry versus the 139, 137, because for some reason I was hitting that ball straighter. Could it be the ball? Could it be me? Who knows? Most likely human error. Got a little bit more roll because of the less spin. It was a total of 146. I'm not worried about the roll too much. Flight time was identical. Descent was identical. I hit the ball 1 yard higher than the ProV1 and the ProV1x, the new models. Not much difference. But if you look at my club head speed, it was a lot lower. 85 miles an hour versus the 85 and 86. That's 4 to 5 miles an hour slower, but I was getting a little bit more yardage. I didn't feel that I was swinging slower with it. I don't know why the club head speed was lower, but if I could get that same swing, that 85 mile an hour swing with this ball, how much further is it going to go?
So I got to figure out that and see if I can get my club head speed to be the same. Maybe I can do a video focused just on club head speed and ball speed and see what might happen, because that's more of what I need to look at. But all in all, I'm going to stick with the Tour Response. They're a whole lot cheaper. Doesn't cost an arm and a leg for them. You know, we're looking at $10 to $15 less a dozen. So, you know, definitely going to do that. I like the stripe on it better anyway. So I'm going to stick with the Tour Response ball. And I'm going to throw in just here, I'm not going to keep it in the video, but I'm going to put it at the very end. I'm going to throw the compressions, the compression rate of each of these balls at the end as the end of the video goes. So check those out and see if those have anything to do with it, and we'll go from there. Like, subscribe, comment, criticize, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just doing this for the fun of it because I really enjoy it. I really enjoy editing the videos. I love playing golf more than anything. Maybe one day I'll get to do golf as a job. Definitely not on tour, that is. But thank you for coming, and join me for the next one.